Alright guys, welcome back to another vlog, and you join me on a rest day. It is Wednesday today. What date is it? Wednesday the 5th of February, and I have been sick the last few days, as you can tell, very nasally. So to be honest, I've had my usual bodybuilder reaction, which is just being really pissed off and being upset about something that I can't control, really. Seems to be that everyone's sick right now. Comment below if you've been sick over the last 2 weeks. I guarantee there's going to be a lot of comments saying that you've been sick. Because I know, because clients have been sick like left, right and center. And it's funny, like, do client check-ins, you're like, there's loads of stuff going around. I hope you get better soon. And then you're secretly thinking, I'm going to get sick soon, because you know as a coach, and it's obviously the same for anyone that works in like an environment where you're working with a lot of people. You start to just realize when stuff is going around. So yeah, it's kind of a lot worse yesterday. It's much better today. So I haven't trained so far this week. My last session I think was Sunday. So yeah, Sunday I would have hit pull. And it's very likely that I'll probably get back into training tomorrow. So it would have been 3 days off. And the only session, luckily, I would have missed would have been a leg day, which I think the reality is, like, when I think about training, I think about sickness. Obviously, my first port of call when I go back to training is to avoid just slamming myself back into that same position of being sick again. So I always think about what's smart to train first. So I normally go in and I tweak my schedule around, and I normally go in perhaps first with like an upper body session, like a push, ease in, see how I feel. I say ease in, I'm not going to ease in, am I? If I feel good enough to go, I'm going to go and full send it. But I'll go in, do push, pull the day after, and then hopefully I'll be able to do like 3 days in a row. So that basically I do push pull legs, and then that will be like full body trained. If I have to rest tomorrow, then my option would be like hit a full upper body session on Friday, and then a full leg session on Saturday, and then I'll train my full body in the week as well. So there's a few options there, but yeah, that's where I'm at. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And I've also been dealing with, like, you can't really see it, and I don't really want to show you guys because it's a bit grim. But yeah, I've been basically had like really bad chilblains on one hand. And I had these like last year. They were nowhere near as bad as this. And so I have had to get on antibiotics for these because these have been killing my hand. Just really itchy and inflamed and sore. And it's really weird because like I've never had these in my life until 2020 when I got COVID. And then I had them for the first time. And then I just keep getting them most winters. And it just... the severity depends normally as to whether I'm dieting or not. So, yeah, but they've been really, really bad this year. So that sucked because that was also kind of annoying me before I got sick. So, yeah, sorry guys, it's a bit of a negative start to a vlog, but I promise you there'll be some more positive stuff in this vlog, not just negativity. But I guess it's really important to show like ups and downs, because prep as a whole is not just an up process. I'm still happy, I'm still doing work, I've still done all my check-ins today. I've got a call with Insight later, my supplement sponsor, about some cool things that we've got planned for this year. So I was still doing everything I need to do, just with a temperature and with a blocked nose. So and that's the thing, as an online coach, you just don't get time off, that doesn't happen. So but anyway guys, I will catch up with you at some point probably later on today when I do something different that's worth vlogging. But I hope you're all well, and again, as always, thank you for tuning in for these vlogs, because I'm aware that most of it is just me rambling, and probably in this one I might film some training. Hey, I might film push if I train tomorrow, but we will see. So guys, I've been very brave today and come outside. This flu has really been really been hitting me hard. And you know, for any of my male viewers, which apparently it's 86%, so you know, there's a lot of you out there, you'll know that, you know, flu as a male, it hits you significantly harder.
Get gripped. One like equals one prayer.
What? Yeah, it does hit you definitely different. And you know, I stepped into the car and I came to the realization that this flu has been passed on to me. So Loz was sick like a week ago, and we've obviously come into contact, unfortunately, a lot. And then, yeah, when you're sick, it is. And I feel like she's had like she said that she'd gotten better, but it's obviously like long flu or long spew, because she was sick. So I've got to keep a serious face with this. So yeah, she had something long as part of the sickness, because you can obviously have long COVID, you can have long anything nowadays. So then that passed to me, and I think the second strain obviously is always going to be much worse.
Stop.
So anyway, I mean, point of the video is that I'm just
He's being incredibly brave.
Being brave today,
So brave.
coming outside, you know, getting some fresh air, really trying to, you know, distract myself from what's going on. No, in all seriousness, we're off to Tesco. We've run out of mango, so I need mango. I need mango, so we'll go to Tesco. We don't go to the shops, do we?
No, never.
No, we just shop at Ocado. Well, I say we shop. Loz shops.
I shop at Ocado.
Loz shops at Ocado. It is a fair deal, though. Like, you know, I pay for the household. Loz pays for the food.
We do traditional houses.
Yeah.
Question. Can I ask my question that I tried to ask? Who takes the bins out?
That's a female job.
No, it's not.
Right,
so there's two situations here, that it's either one, it is a female job and I'm wrong,
yeah.
Or two, I think it's a male job because my stepmom makes my dad do everything. so those are the two outcomes. But let us know what you think in the comments below. We'll settle this debate.
Yeah, the bin lives in the kitchen, so anything that comes from the kitchen has to be a female task.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably going to be cancelled for that.
No,
to be fair.
No.
Surely not. Come on, guys. If you're so snowflakey to call me out for that, then
for not taking the bins
get back
out.
in the sky with all the other snowflakes. Righty ho. Let's get to Tesco and get some mango.
This is the issue. But this is also why I didn't order any on Ocado. It wasn't intentional. We'll go for these.
Alright guys, it is another day. It is the day after yesterday, which means that it's today.
Don't carry on.
So we're on the way to the gym. I'm going to train push today. I've made a miraculous recovery. Thank God to glutathione and Lemsip, and I'm feeling right as rain. I'm not really. I'm feeling still moderately ill, but well enough to train from a bodybuilding standpoint, which is, I mean, it's just about as good as any other day, to be honest. So yeah, on the way to the gym for push, I realised that on YouTube at least I've not really done a push video, so I will definitely record all of today's session and walk you through some bits. Probably won't do, well, I say I probably won't do, I probably will do a good bit of talking, but I probably will keep the talking a little bit less, just to not make myself feel any worse by the intensity of my vocabulary that I normally use when I do run-throughs of training sessions. And yeah, I mean, not much has really happened this morning apart from getting absolutely robbed again of my what is it quarterly? I think it's quarterly VAT that I pay. Yeah, just absolutely every single time I pay my tax returns or I pay VAT, just the thought of moving to Dubai just lurks in the head more and more. But I do very much like it here in the UK. We both like it here in the UK, and there's unlikely that I would want to live anywhere else, to be honest. As much as I see the buy-in, and there's a lot of people that are very close to us that are thinking about moving out there, and I already have quite a few friends that live out there as well, and I do like it when I go. It's just I don't think I'd want to live there for the foreseeable, at least. So for now, I'll keep paying an extortionate amount of money. It just seems like the more money you earn, the more you just keep paying and paying and paying to the government. But it is what it is. It's the way that it works. And at least I'm very grateful to be in the position in which I am paying that amount of money to the government, because if I wasn't, then I'd obviously be basically being less successful. So I'm happy to be successful, and I'm happy to be doing what I do on a daily basis. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, the money that leaves the account. I'm sure many people can probably relate to that in some shape or form, even if you're not in the fitness industry. So yeah, what else can I talk about? We're watching the O.J. Simpson Netflix documentary, which is riveting. It's very good. 20 minutes left. We've basically got, I won't spoil it for anyone that wants to watch it. I mean, it's pretty much nationwide old news, so probably most people know the story, but me and Loz didn't actually know. I probably knew if I'd like figured it out or looked it up, but I couldn't remember like what the actual verdict was and things like that. So it's definitely kept us like very hooked the whole time. So that's been really enjoyable. What do you think of it, Loz?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Very well put together.
Although I'm having some really weird dreams at the moment. I don't know if anyone else finds this, but like the dreams that I have at night will be very, very much linked to whatever we're watching.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
especially if we're watching something that's like about murder or anything that's like intense or a thriller, I'll just have wild dreams. I mean, it's not as bad as the time that we watched The Watcher. I don't know if anyone has watched
The Watcher's horrible.
I don't know if anyone watched The Watcher, but when we watched that, I woke up in the night thinking that somebody was ringing our doorbell, and I like went downstairs and I was freaking out, wasn't I, AJ?
Yeah.
And you were obviously like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, when I wake up and I see you just walking around the bedroom looking for the fucking person that's knocking on the door, which there was no one knocking on the door. Goodness me. Yeah, so but that's pretty normal. Like obviously whatever you watch before you go to bed is going to be in your mind, so we tend to like kind of undulate what we watch. So if we watch something intense that's about, you know, murder or something like that, then we'll watch something like sporting or documentary that's like quite calm to bridge the gap, because otherwise you just get like, yeah, really crazy nut streams or just bad sleep. But I'm so knocked out at the moment due to night nurse that I just slept the whole night through. Apart from waking up like sweating. So yeah, that's a morning update. Check-ins were good this morning as well. Quite a few people that are actually kicking off prep like right now for shows at the back end of the year, of course, competing September or October time. So a lot of those people had started either last week or this week, and then I've got more people starting sort of like coming into March, and then that's not just like starting coaching with me, that's just like kicking off the prep, you know. So yeah, very exciting times. See you in the gym. All right, first movement of the day. So I do this on one session as a Y raise, so kind of coming up in this path into a little bit more external rotation at the top. And then on this day I do it just as a lion cuff lateral, so just straight out. The Y raise will typically kind of bring in a little bit more rear delt. Still a great side delt movement. And then the lion cuff is pretty much mostly side delt, obviously with a little bit of front delt as well, depending on the path of your arm. With these, I tend to take one set of like 12-15, get a lot of blood in there, still to failure, or pretty close. And then the second sets beyond that fall in like 8 to 10 rep ranges. And also I'm very much like by how I feel. So if a day I feel like I need to do like some more lighter sets, drive more blood into the muscle, and just generally that's how I'm feeling on the day, I'll go for that. But 3 sets here,
And like I said, varying rep ranges depending on how I'm feeling on that specific day. Today I'm going to start with a 12 to 15 set. I also recommend wearing wrist wraps on this so that then the cuff just stays in place so it doesn't slip up and down your arm. If you have problems with that, just use a wrist wrap. Completely gets the cuff pretty much fixed so it doesn't go anywhere. Oh, tremendous. Okay, so first set, 15 reps. Second and third set, now I'll go up by 5 pounds. So from 25 to 30, I think that's the pounds readings. I'm pretty sure the left side's pounds, the right side's kilos. Doesn't really matter what it is, it's just a number. The cues with this is really once you get set up, think about, instead of just being here and then driving out, think about slightly internally rotating, getting that side delt on top, and then driving out. The problem often occurs when people just go here and then just operate within this plane. So you kind of want to be more in this scapular plane, which is here. So slight internal rotation and then drive out. That'll have things lined up nicely for working the side delts. Okay. Hey. Hey. Oh. Oh. Exercise number dos. Nautilus Nitro overhead press. I absolutely love this piece for front delts and also for upper chest. It's very, very hard, however, in the mid-short. So as you come into the top of the movement, it's very challenging there. So in terms of exercise placement, it does kind of make sense to place it further up the order, especially when you're coming down, you're dieting, and obviously like energy throughout a session and just general power throughout a session is going to disintegrate slightly more than if you were in a fully fed state in the off season. So for me, this comes second. This is my kind of slightly more shoulder focused push session in a way, because it starts with a higher incline press. On my other day, I start with a flat press and then go on to a moderate incline press. So this will still tie in quite a bit of upper chest just because of the torso angle. But I try to keep my torso like not exaggerated like this. I mean, you could basically almost turn it into a flat press the more you lean back. So trying to stay a little bit more upright. The more upright you stay, the more front delt you're going to get. If you want a bit more upper chest and you still get enough stretch out of it, you know, pushing your torso back is not a problem. But just make sure, especially if your goal is chest, that you don't lean back and let your sternum kind of drop. You want to get that sternum elevated. So think about getting a big air in or nasal breath in, but to elevate that sternum position when you get set up. because you want the length of the pecs to be stretched in this bottom position here, and if you're down here, you're losing that length. So get into a position in which you can get the pecs lengthened if the goal is upper chest. So yeah, we're gonna fucking crush this. All right then. Easy as fucking shit, let's go. Yep. One. Oh, yes, lovely. Fuck off. Yeah, buddy. All right, top set matched with last session, which I'm very happy with considering how I've been feeling as of the last 3-4 days. I have that weird feeling where I feel like there is a bit of fatigue drop off from not training for 3 days, but I also feel a bit fatigued from being sick. So it's like I can't, there's some reps that I'd normally like feel like I'm gonna fail on, which I don't because I've got less training fatigue. But from the sickness, I feel like, I don't know, just a little less like oomph, a little bit less oomph is the best way to describe it. So I do my top set with my sleeves, just because I feel like a little bit more protected and a little bit warm with them, because I'm not actually that warm after the Y raises. So they're just mainly for warmth, and then I do my back off without them. And then the rest of the session, normally it's like top set, I'll wear the sleeves. They're just single ply from Strength Shop. And then back offs, I just typically don't see a need for them. But it's not just a protective mechanism, it's also psychological. I like feeling a little bit more cushioning around joints at this body composition. So yeah, sleeves is preferential. You don't have to wear them. So is wrist wraps, preferential. They're not massive tools. I don't find a huge performance metric out of using them unless you're using like double or triple ply. All right. So last time I got 10 here. If I get 10, 11, 12, I'll be happy with that kind of landing point, so to speak, in terms of reps. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Fuck yeah. 12. Nice. Happy with that. You'll notice that I actually open up my grip there. Part of the reason behind that is honestly just down to they converge so much. So if you're like gripping like this, your hands start to slip. So I actually grip like in the more in the thumb and this portion of the hand, and then loosen off my grip and then just drive together. I actually feel more stable like that. Loz is looking at me, so I'm gonna go and give her a spot now. All right, let's go. Easy work.
They wanna see me fall. Now we never sell my soul. Want some shit, they wanna see me fall. Dream chasing, catching all my goals.
Good.
I don't need these hoes. Get money, me and all my woes.
Stable.
Play with me, you know it's all I want. Young niggas going all out for us. Tough.
Hour. Good.
Damn, damn, why you saying Mr. Miyagi though?
Up.
That world's gold, play, call me like 94. Mean nothing to me.
Yes. Stable. Stable.
On that corner, on the block slow.
It's good. It's good. Yes. Come on. Beautiful. Very nice. Tiniest touch. Tiniest little touch. All right, so exercise number 3 is the gym leco horizontal chest press. Now this piece, conversely to the Nautilus shoulder press, it is very heavy in the stretch and it drops off nicely in the contraction. So in terms of exercise placement, it makes sense for it to be a little bit later in the session. There's no reason why you couldn't have this early in the session. No reason at all. I mean, apart from the fact that maybe it's a slightly higher injury risk just because you're loading that length and position very heavily early on in the session. So if you do want it early, I'd maybe preferentially put a fly in front of it just from a safety standpoint. Now, you'll see the fat grips. This is something that I'm just trying for the first time today because the gym leco chest press, the original handles are a bit too wide for most people. So I thought, what could I do apart from sending it back to Gym Leco and saying fit a narrower handle, what could I do to get my arm path tucked in a little bit more in the stretch? And I thought, okay, why not try and add a fat grip? Now, obviously the fat grip is very fat, so it's not my preference in terms of grip, but I can still create that good inside hand and thumb pressure, which I want on a chest press, and wrap my thumb around the end here and have a narrower arm path rather than being out here and be quite wide, which just for me doesn't feel very good at all. It feels like very front delt heavy and also like a bit more of an injury risk. So I'm gonna give this a shot today. This will be like my first hard working set, giving it a try, and we'll see how it works out. Hey! Oh, again. Oh. Wow. Oh. Bellissimo. So I don't treat this like a traditional top set and back off set. The reason being is that I don't mind it in the off season when I'm feeling really, really safe, but being 8 to 10 pounds away from contest, I feel like the super low rep work on this is just an unnecessary risk. So my first set is like a 10 repper, and my second set, which I follow it up, it's like normally falls to about 8 reps. And that just keeps me safe, and it gets still all the benefits from the exercise, you know, like there's not like more benefits of doing a top set and a back off set versus doing 2 sets within a similar rep range. It just honestly comes down to preference and what allows you to make the most progress. For me right now, to stay safe and get everything out of the exercise, 2 sets within a similar rep range is smart. So that's what I do. So This is the second set. Again, probably will fall to about 8 reps. Absolutely love this setup. So yeah, Gym Lecco, if you're watching this, they probably won't be, but if you are, just make the handles just a bit narrower on the newer versions of these if you do make some new versions, because it's the only thing that needs to change for slightly smaller people, aka natural bodybuilders or smaller natural bodybuilders, let's say. I'm sure there's some big naturals that can fit in this just fine. All right, second set here, and then we'll go on to dips. Okay. Yep. Oh, shit. Oh, motherfucker. Alright, so bad news. I just did my top set on the prime dip, and it's run out of SD storage because I've got basically the entirety of the UK DFBA finals still on that SD card. So I just did some deleting, and now I think we're back in business, so at least I hope. So I did my first set, it was on setting 1, it was 104, and I matched my reps very comfortably on last session, and I said, oh, it's got me thinking that the 3 days rest actually really has done me a lot of good, and it's also got me thinking a bit about my volume, about my frequency, and I discussed how basically as bodybuilders we often overthink. Like when something goes particularly well for some reason, you're like, right, I need to change stuff, you know, I need to take more rest, or I need to do less volume, or all of these different things. But it has definitely got me thinking about potentially reducing my frequency as I get close to show. Maybe going down to 4 sessions a week. We'll see. Because yeah, I feel very, very good today. Like really good compared to how I felt in other sessions. So it's a good sign. It's a good sign for sure. Back off set now. I'll obviously record that. I was only going to record 1 set, but yeah, back off set now. Change to setting 3. So setting 1 is mid-range, but it basically feels like a full range challenge. Setting 3 is more in the lengthened range. So it kind of, as much as we've still challenged the triceps on the Nautilus shoulder press and the Gym Lecco flat press, they're still fresh enough to get some good stuff done here. And I don't really think about biasing chest or triceps here. I just think about using my strongest setup. That's what I've done my whole off season as well. And I really love this dip. I think it's the best dip. Comment below if you agree, if you've tried it. If you think there's another dip that's better than this, then tell me that I'm wrong. But I really feel like this is one of the best dips out there. Maybe it could be better with like a seat belt, but you could attach one, but it's just a faff to set up really. So yeah, I love this piece. I think it's super. I use the handles on the wider setting just because it feels more natural for me, but there's no problems with having them on the inner grip. It will probably bring your arm in a little bit more, so you'll end up biasing a bit more tricep than chest. But again, like I said, I'm not too fussed about the bias too much here. Okay. Let's go, AJ. Easy work. Yep. Oh. Oh. Fuck. All right, so next exercise is a wrist height cuffed cable lateral single arm. 2 sets here. I was doing 3 sets in the off season for a long time, but now coming down, this is more than enough work across the whole session. So 3 sets at the start for laterals and 2 sets later, total of 5 sets. So it's just more than enough to retain side delt, alongside obviously the indirect work that I get on other movements. So like wrist height being that when I'm away from the cable, it's pretty much aligned with your wrist. It doesn't need to like be protractor level accuracy. The main reason behind this is to challenge more of the length and position. So obviously if your cable height was low, it's a bit more challenging in the mid-short. And then what else was I going to say here? Oh yeah, isolations. So isolation order matters, because if I was to go from dip, a lot of chest, triceps, and then go straight into my pec deck, which is another one of my kind of isolations for this session, the performance on that pec deck would definitely be down comparatively to splitting it up with 2 sets of laterals, and I've literally tried that before. So think about where you place your isolations in terms of exercise sequencing to get the most out of every exercise in the session. Even if you have to zigzag a bit across the session, it's worth it to get the highest quality of work done. You know, especially when you're in off season, you're trying to progress, but if anything, even more so again in a diet when you're trying to protect performance. Similar cues to the line cuff lateral in terms of arm path on this, and use your other arm, use it to like brace. Don't just hold it still or faff it around, just use it to brace. So you can see these are like not like literally all the way to the death, because they just end up getting scrappy. You know, if you're trying to progress them in like fucking flinging shit all over the place, it's just gets really scrappy. You know, it just doesn't achieve the goal of the exercise anymore. So try and keep them locked down, keep them pretty stable, and you'll see much more progress in the body part you're actually trying to train. Alright, so next up, prime pec deck single arm. Now, most people will have one side of their body that's stronger than the other. I have one side of my chest that's a little bit stronger than the other, and I'm working to try and, well, work the whole off season as well, to try and kind of balance it out a little bit, and I'm pretty content with how that's gone. A lot of that I attribute to single arm pec deck work. Never going to do a single arm press, I don't fancy it. I'm not going to come in and do a single arm hamstring press, that just doesn't excite me, that's not fun. But I'll do a single arm pec deck, that's cool. So for me with this, the biggest problem with most people is again the sternum angle and the arm path. So either arm path is too high, so you're coming into a lot of front delt up here versus here being a bit more pec focused, or the sternum angle. So the sternum is dropping as they come into the contraction. That's typical. So you kind of like stretch like this, you get good stretch here, perfect on the chest, and then you come forwards and your sternum drops, and then as a result your front delts take over. Or even worse, your sternum's is constantly down, you're all in your front delts. So sternum angle up, and then think really about driving like your bicep across your body. If you're doing it dual arm, it's like bicep to bicep. But if you're doing it single arm, think about bicep across the body, like kind of forget about the hand. Bicep across the body is a really good cue. And I like to wrap my non-working arm around like this. So it just creates a really nice stable environment for me to get the work done here with the other arm. And I use setting through, so it's heaviest in the stretch. Lovely stuff. 12 last time. A pretty easy 12 today. Lovely stuff, that's what we want. Okay, we're running on 10% battery. So, last few movements. It's going to be an EZ bar pushdown. 1 foot step forwards for a bit more of a stable base. And then same attachment, but overhead. So, I like to do tricep work that both is in that sort of loaded and more in elbow extension, and then more tricep work that's loaded a little bit more in elbow flexion. That's all right, Joe. Joe just walking in front of the camera. He's a videographer, and he's walking in front of the camera. So it's he's a videographer. He doesn't understand camera rules in the gym. Ban him. So yeah, and as Arnold used to say, if you're not stacking, you're slacking. So this is the stack. Arnold didn't say that. I don't know who said that. Definitely not Arnold. But we're not slacking. Okay.
So guys, it is now Sunday and I've just finished wrapping up editing of this vlog. So I realized that I hadn't really filmed an outro, a finish to the vlog. So here I am, wrapping it up. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching. This is now like 44 minutes long. So anyone that has watched to the end, I appreciate you a lot. Let's go for, again, because I like seeing it in the comments. Let's go for MBW. Comment below if you've watched the whole video. And yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed it. This was quite a fun one, to be fair. Obviously the push workout was a push workout, but had quite a lot of fun filming when I was, moderately unwell. And again, like, if there's anything that I say that like moderately offends people, I really don't mean to be offensive. I promise you it is only my sarcasm talking. I promise I am a nice person, and all of my jokes are light-hearted humour, so to speak. But I know most of you people that watch this appreciate that and understand my kind of humour. It's always been the same since day one, my humour, so to speak. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. 15 weeks out this weekend, which is nuts. Time's flying. I hit new bodyweight low yesterday, and yeah, things are very much heading in the right direction. So I couldn't be happier with the process. Feel much better now and ready to crush a very successful week of prep. Speak to you soon, guys. Next video will be a raw leg day with me and King Keefy West. So watch out for that next Monday, and I will see you then. Cheers, guys.